2020. Who would have imagined this year would turn out like it has? None of us would have thought that our healthcare workers would be the frontline story of the news throughout the year. We began the year planning to tell you about some of our students in healthcare at our annual dinner. Well, because of the pandemic, that dinner was canceled. We interviewed Justin, one of our alumni. Justin works at Lurie's Children's Hospital in the pediatric unit at the time of the interview. Since the pandemic began, he's been moved and is working on the primary COVID floor throughout the pandemic.
Initially, I thought that I would start off at a very small hospital, and my vision for working at Lurie's was 5 to 10 years down the line once I gained experience. But God opened the door to allow me to start as a new graduate into the program, into their new graduate program, in order to connect with the pediatric hospital itself and become one of their registered nurses.
Justin was raising money on his own to provide video games for the children at the hospital that he worked at. It's just so exciting to see young people who are willing to not just go to work and do their job, but are willing to lead and to step out and make a difference for others.
I've had the opportunity to be able to get in connection with my passion of video games, with the passion of pediatrics, and building that connection with some of the youth that I serve here at the hospital. Been able to create these gaming kiosks that can be taken from room to room to be able to actually interact with the kids, give them comfort while they're in this state of not knowing what's gonna happen next.
I'm Anna. I'm a pre-nursing major and I'm a junior at Taylor University.
When we interviewed Anna at the beginning of the year, she was finishing her junior year at Taylor University. Well, now she's doing clinicals, and although they were delayed because of the pandemic, she's getting a front row seat to the challenges that are faced in the healthcare industry.
In high school, I did an internship at a health clinic in Chicago called Lawndale Christian Health Clinic. And I just got to shadow nurses and work with their operations team. It really opened my eyes to how important healthcare is and what it's like for individuals that don't have access to healthcare. So that became something that I was pretty interested in and passionate about. Pursue Scholars in Act 6 have helped me understand what it means to be a leader and how to use the qualities of leadership and how to be able to help those who don't have access to healthcare.
I'm Leslie Gonzalez. I am a junior at Lake Forest College. I'm a double major in neuroscience and psychology and minor in chem.
Leslie is someone who's literally willing to go the extra mile to accomplish her goals. I was so inspired when I heard that she was riding her bike from Logan Square in the city out to Lake Forest to go to class during the summer. She's willing to work hard, and that's why I believe she's going to make an impact in her career.
What I envision for my future career is to become a doctor who does research. The need in my community is definitely having more people of color in the medical field. If we're talking about the Latino community, which I am Latina and identify strongly with my community, what I hope to do is be a familiar face for other Latinos who may be afraid to go get healthcare because maybe they're undocumented or something, and then give them more options and more accessibility to programs maybe that they had no idea about.
It's an honor for us to invest in young people like Leslie. She's a scholar, but she's also so much more than that. She's a role model for young people to follow. But what really excites me about young people like her, she also wants to make a difference right where she came from.
My involvement with Pursue has allowed me to not only connect with the current scholars that are going through the program, for me to be able to impact them in terms of a leadership role, but it also allows me to learn from them and to remember where I first started. Pursue Scholars has been a great support system for my life and in my endeavors for my own vision in my life and in my career. It's only right that I return the favor to be able to impact the current scholars that are involved in Pursue.
This year has been a remarkable year. We so appreciate everyone who has stood with us throughout 2020. You've made a difference for young people like Leslie, like Anna, like Justin, and scores of other young people. Your investment is literally making a difference in lives and making a difference in communities throughout our city. Thank you for your support.